Somewhere in Pennsylvania, there's a landscape where history doesn't sit in museums. It breathes through steel bones, misty valleys, and stories left along forgotten roads. Rivers twist through mountains with the patience of centuries, shaping places that few travelers have ever truly paused to understand. Hidden trails slip into forests where light falls differently, revealing moments that can't be seen from highways or maps. Every town, ridge, and riverbank carries a fragment of the people who shaped them, pioneers, dreamers, and communities whose roots still pulse beneath the surface. From the wild roar of Ohiopyle to the quiet glow of the Reading Pagoda rising above sunset haze, Pennsylvania hints at wonders that unfold only to those willing to look closer. And this journey begins right here, step by step, story by story, because the deeper one goes into this state, the more it reveals a world few ever realize is waiting. Every journey has a story to tell, like subscribe and be part of this global adventure where every destination sparks a new dream. Scranton. Scranton doesn't whisper its identity. It announces it with the bright legacy of the Electric City, a title earned when it became one of America's earliest adopters of electric streetcars. Long before modern fame, the city powered the state through coal mines, steel tracks, and the relentless drive of workers who built Pennsylvania's industrial backbone. Then came a new era of recognition as Scranton stepped into pop culture as the setting of The Office, giving the city a quirky global spotlight. Today, its blend of historic landmarks, engaging museums, and nearby outdoor escapes makes Scranton a destination that surprises visitors long after they've gone. Harrisburg. Set along the broad Susquehanna River, Harrisburg invites travelers into a capital city where calm waterfront scenes and layered history coexist effortlessly. Its past reveals itself quickly through Civil War landmarks, industrial-era stories, and the pivotal moments that shaped Pennsylvania's role in the nation's growth. At the center of it all stands the Pennsylvania State Capitol, its dome inspired by St. Peter's Basilica and admired as one of the finest government buildings in the country. Exploring the riverfront leads you through historic neighborhoods, curated galleries, and cultural spaces that highlight the city's creative and community-driven character. Across all seasons, Harrisburg shifts in tone, from river festivals and outdoor markets to autumn color trails and winter celebrations, each offering a different way to experience the city. And with its rare blend of historic depth, cultural vitality, and approachable small-town warmth, Harrisburg emerges as a destination that rewards curiosity at every turn. Hershey. Hershey, Pennsylvania is more than the sweetest place on earth. It's a town where the scent of cocoa and the legacy of American confectionery blend into a warm, small-town charm that instantly pulls visitors in. Born from the vision of Milton S. Hershey, the community still reflects his dream of building not just a chocolate empire, but a compassionate town designed to uplift its workers and their families. Today, Hershey Park keeps that spirit alive with thrilling rides, whimsical chocolate-themed attractions, and little details that celebrate the joy of indulgence. And as the aroma of freshly made chocolate drifts through the streets, pro tip, head near Chocolate Avenue in the morning. You'll understand why Hershey remains a destination that delights every age, every taste, and every sweet tooth. Ben Franklin Bridge. Soaring across the Delaware River, the Ben Franklin Bridge doesn't just link Philadelphia and Camden, it pulls you straight into one of the most iconic views on the East Coast. Back in 1926, this bold sweep of steel claimed the title of the world's longest suspension bridge, a symbol of ambition that still feels electric today. Every day, cars buzz across it, cyclists chase the wind, and travelers wander its pedestrian path for that unforgettable skyline shot. Its sharp blue steel bones carve a perfect silhouette against the city, appearing in drone shots, postcards, and just about every Philly highlight reel. But the real magic happens after dark, when the bridge lights ignite and spill across the river, turning an ordinary night into a scene you can't look away from. Lake Wallenpaupack. One of Pennsylvania's grandest bodies of water, Lake Wallenpaupack stretches out like a shimmering ribbon framed by wooded hills and quiet rural communities. Born from a 1926 hydroelectric project, the lake has transformed over the decades into a vibrant playground for travelers seeking both relaxation and exploration. Boaters, anglers, and hikers trace its 52-mile shoreline, discovering hidden coves, crisp mountain air, and the kind of calm that stays with you long after the visit ends. Colombia. Along the broad Susquehanna River, Colombia rises with a quiet confidence, its history woven deeply into the rhythm of Lancaster County's landscape. Founded in 1726, the town blossomed into an essential center of early American commerce, carrying the movement of people and goods across a growing nation. Its significance was once so great that Colombia nearly became the chosen site for the U.S. Capitol, a testament to its early influence and ambition. Today, the Columbia-Wrightsville Bridge spans the river like a graceful signature, preserving the story of a town whose legacy is as enduring as the water that flows beneath it. Allegheny National Forest. Blanketing over 500,000 acres of rolling hills and ancient hardwoods, Allegheny National Forest embodies the wild heart of Pennsylvania as its sole national forest. Travelers come here for the kind of outdoor freedom that feels timeless, hiking beneath cathedral-like canopies, camping beside whispering pines, fishing clear mountain streams, and spotting wildlife that thrives far from the rush of modern life. Wissahickon Creek. Cutting through 23 miles of southeastern Pennsylvania, Wissahickon Creek traces a scenic route that ultimately connects with the Schuylkill River on Philadelphia's edge. Its waters run through the heart of Wissahickon Valley Park, a sprawling forest preserve marked by scenic trails, stone ruins, and bridges that whisper stories of an older Pennsylvania. Wildlife flourishes along the creek, from graceful deer and elusive foxes to an impressive variety of songbirds and raptors. Artists and writers, most famously Edgar Allan Poe, once wandered these same trails, drawing inspiration from the valley's dramatic cliffs and quiet forest light. With its rich natural character and deep cultural roots, Wissahickon Creek remains one of the region's most compelling outdoor escapes. Philadelphia. Philadelphia carries the title City of Brotherly Love with a quiet elegance, shaped by the ideals and human stories that helped define the nation's earliest identity. Strolling through its historic corridors, landmarks like the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall feel less like relics and more like vivid gateways into the moment America first found its voice. Today, the city hums with creative energy, galleries blooming with color, theaters glowing into the night, and murals transforming everyday streets into open-air museums. Its sports culture surges with unmistakable fervor, where the devotion of Eagles and Phillies fans turns each victory or heartbreak into a shared civic heartbeat. Blending heritage-rich neighborhoods with modern innovation and a food culture celebrated across the country, Philadelphia reveals itself as a destination that feels both timeless and irresistibly alive. Mannheim. In the quiet sweep of Lancaster County's countryside, Mannheim rises not with grandeur, but with a timeless charm shaped by its rural setting. Born in 1762 and named after Germany's Mannheim, the town still carries the heartbeat of Pennsylvania Dutch heritage in its customs and character. Balancing history with modern momentum, it hosts the Mannheim Auto Auction, one of the largest vehicle auctions on the planet. And between its welcoming community and its serene pastoral views, Mannheim offers travelers a refreshing pause from the fast pace of city life. Gettysburg. Few places in the United States hold the cultural and historical weight that Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, carries with such quiet dignity. Across these now peaceful fields, the Battle of Gettysburg erupted in 1863, marking the decisive shift that would change the course of the Civil War. Preserved within the Gettysburg National Military Park, the battlefield offers both sweeping views and intimate details that allow visitors to step into another time. Here also is where Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address, a speech that distilled loss, honor, and national purpose into timeless words. Beyond these monumental moments, the town reveals layers of charm through its museums, heritage inns, and engaging walking tours that highlight local character. Ultimately, Gettysburg endures as a place where remembrance and reflection intertwine, reminding all who visit of the sacrifices made for a united nation. Independence Hall. Independence Hall in Philadelphia stands as one of the nation's most significant historical landmarks, a place where the American story took its first true shape. Within its walls, the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were fiercely debated and ultimately signed, guided by voices envisioning a new nation. Now part of Independence National Historical Park, the hall endures as a powerful emblem of democracy, freedom, and the people who dared to redefine the world. Ohiopyle. At the edge of Pennsylvania's wild highlands lies Ohiopyle, a town so small you might miss it, yet so powerful in landscape, it feels like the birthplace of adventure itself. Ohiopyle State Park surrounds it like a giant's fortress, 20,000 acres of deep forests, hidden hollows, and waterfalls that roar with ancient force. The Ohiopyle River doesn't merely flow through the park. It charges forward, carving whitewater routes that challenge rafters and thrill seekers from across the east. And when the Great Allegheny Passage cuts through this rugged terrain, Ohiopyle becomes a crossroads of explorers, a place where journeys aren't just taken, they're transformed. Lidditz. There's an immediate pull to Lidditz, an atmosphere that settles over you the moment you arrive in this Lancaster County town, where history, craft, and community blend seamlessly. Its story stretches back to 1756, when Moravian settlers shaped the foundations of the town, leaving behind architecture, cultural traditions, and a sense of order that still defines its character today. Follow the warm scent drifting through Main Street, and it leads straight to the Julius Sturgis Pretzel Bakery, the birthplace of America's commercial pretzel legacy and a living piece of culinary history. Just beyond the shops and cafes, Leadit Springs Park unfolds in a calm ribbon of water, shaded trails, and peaceful lawns that invite visitors to slow their pace and linger. Each 4th of July, Leadit elevates its identity through the nation's longest-running celebration, a tradition that brings the entire community together in a display of pride and continuity. And as the day winds down, with lantern-lit streets and the hum of local life around you, it becomes clear why Leadit is celebrated as one of America's coolest small towns. It leaves a lasting imprint long after you've gone. Reading Pagoda. You don't expect to find a Japanese pagoda on a Pennsylvania mountainside, yet the Reading Pagoda sits confidently atop Mount Penn, surprising travelers the moment it comes into view. Built in 1908 with dreams of a grand resort, the project never took off, but the pagoda itself endured, becoming a cultural oddity turned local treasure. Now, its overlook offers sweeping views that transform even an ordinary afternoon into a moment of pure discovery. Wellsboro. Under rows of historic gas lamps, Wellsboro reveals a refined charm, quiet, enduring, and deeply connected to the heritage of northern Pennsylvania. Just beyond the town's edge, the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon spreads out in vast layers of rock and forest, drawing hikers, photographers, and nature seekers into its rugged beauty. Together, the town's gracious spirit and its breathtaking surroundings create a destination where authenticity and wilderness meet with unforgettable elegance. Susquehanna River. Running more than 440 miles from the highlands of New York to the Chesapeake Bay, the Susquehanna River feels less like a waterway and more like a living corridor of history. It once carried the weight of America's early trade, serving as the backbone for travel and commerce long before trains and highways changed the rhythm of the region. Along its winding banks, sweeping views unfold, misty mornings, tree-lined bluffs, and riverside towns that seem frozen in time. For outdoor adventurers, this river is a year-round magnet, offering space for fishing, kayaking, boating, and quiet afternoons spent drifting with the current. The surrounding riverlands teem with life, bald eagles flashing white against the sky, herons gliding along the shallows, and forests humming with movement. But beauty alone doesn't protect a river, and ongoing environmental efforts reflect the community's commitment to keeping the Susquehanna healthy for generations to come. Pittsburgh. Once a powerhouse of American industry, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania still carries the name Steel City like an emblem, its legacy carved into weathered mills, sweeping riverbanks, and the iron pathways that once fueled a nation. Where three rivers converge, the skyline lifts dramatically into view, a layered tapestry of arched bridges, shimmering glass towers, and copper-lit reflections that shift with every passing hour. Farther along the Delaware River, the Ben Franklin Bridge rises with bold symmetry, its steel cables sketching clean lines across the sky as if framing the state's story in a single sweeping gesture. Light and graceful despite its magnitude, the bridge stands as a quiet triumph of engineering, echoing the region's enduring obsession with progress, connection, and the art of building what lasts. And in that same spirit, Pittsburgh continues its forward climb, transforming industrial roots into a thriving landscape of technology, culture, and creative reinvention that feels both grounded and endlessly evolving. Pocono Mountains. In the northeastern corner of Pennsylvania, the Pocono Mountains rise as a year-round retreat for those who chase open skies and unspoiled landscapes. Their sweeping forests, river-cut paths, and waterfall corridors blend into a scene that feels both wild and beautifully composed. When summer stretches across the ridgelines, the land shifts into motion, hikers moving through warm light, boats gliding across calm lakes, adventures echoing through rolling hills. Here in the Poconos, exploration and serenity intertwine, creating a travel escape that lingers long after the journey ends. Jim Thorpe. Jim Thorpe is the kind of mountain town that draws visitors in slowly. One charming street, one historic building, and one scenic overlook at a time. Locals call it the Switzerland of America, a name that becomes clear the moment Victorian facades rise against the dramatic backdrop of the Pocono Mountains. Follow the echo of rushing water, and the Lehigh Gorge reveals itself with peaceful trails, forested paths, and whitewater rapids built for unforgettable adventure.